Alright, episode 8. This will probably be my final one for the day. Starting that, and then pause it and play. It's pretty much in sync. Pretty much. Right. That pose, though. Someone is imposter. Aha. Uh-oh. True. Look at that face. She might not know she is. I don't know. Everyone's bleeding. Beat everybody up. Oh. Should have went after the black-eyed person. What? Wait, what the? We'll figure that out later. Just punch everybody. Yeah. I'm very confused. Oh. And shaved head. Wait, which one's the shaved head one? It's T1000, dude. Nice. I'm not skipping it. I could skip the intro and like we could sync skipping the intro. But no, that's us adding another element that might be annoying. If you mess it up, you have to restart the whole video. Or something. No, actually you could sync it to the images kinda. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to play. I want to eat some nachos. Damn. I should have got popcorn. Damn it. Okay, too late. I already started it. You can't leave when it starts. Unless I pause it and pause the recording at the perfect time. No, I wouldn't. Nah, it's too much. Not worth it. It'd be funny if I transitioned just now and got nachos. I did it. I'm not gonna do it. No. No, I'm not doing it. No. That's pretty sick, bro. That's pretty sick, bro. Sick cell. How? What? Sick sound effects. Foo Fighters. FF in English. Here we go with this again. The random knowledge they know. That's true. Bruh. The dialogue that characters have in JoJo. Out of nowhere. Yo, true. Sorry, bro. You are smart. You're smart. Bro, the tiny organisms got their own economy too. What? Two of them. Someone has a string somewhere or a sticker. Cut your arm off. All right. Trust. What a woman. She's nuts. Because you're a Joe bro. Wow. Resolve. Punch attack always works. I like that sound effect. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Run. Man. She's not even stopping. She's not slowing down. Dust. Ashes to ashes. Yes. That's good. Boom. Took you out of there. I wonder if that's dead. They just forever live there. Yo, that pose. That's a great shot right there. That's how I arrived to the crib, though. Yeah, Jolene looks so cool here. But the coat, especially. I got a question for you. This is crazy. Oh, man. That's disgusting. What? What? Oh? Oh, crap. That's, oh, that's his mission is to protect the discs. Poor fella. Determined. It's like a gun. It's like part 2, dude. Joseph saving that guy. It could have killed her. All hail the tractor. Yo, what up? You gotta pee on him. Lost completely. No fight left. Disc obtained. Sunburn. No corpse. Shaved head. No corpse. Black-haired, bone-dry corpse. Death from explosion. Yo, it's right there. Stop platinum. Yo. That looks so cool. What? Yo. We saw Star Platinum this episode. It's a win. No hand. Oh, okay. Okay, that's weird. Never heard of that one. What? Cocaine. This is what happens when Vegeta became good. Well, I wonder if Dio could use Star Platinum's disc. These are unimportant. The memories. He knew. He knew how big Dio's pee-pee was. He wanted to know for sure. I wonder, will the stand still be there if Jotaro dies? Like, you can just keep the stand forever. What if you clone someone? Clone someone to look exactly like that and put them back in. Yo. Let's all drive in the same lane. Yo, what up? There's a good gang here. They all tripped. They're all shadow people. Where's all the discs? He's back. She took all the discs. Yo. The reveal. Nice. Clean. That's so clean. How can I stop there now? 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 episodes. 4 episodes more. We saw Star Platinum. Dude, I want to watch the rest tonight. I'm going to have to get some nachos. When did the next... I just want to get these all done so I can start browsing Twitter again, and so I don't have to worry about seeing like an image. I already started happening today. I couldn't really browse Twitter, so I really got to watch these now, and then I can like find out what's next. Get an idea. I think I'll do that. Try to watch them all tonight. More Star Platinum, more Jotaro. There's some good scenes I remember from the manga I want to see still. Like, there's so many that I think they'll have enough time for. If they, I mean, they could. The whole thing could be done in 4 episodes, sure, but it would be terrible. It would be impossible. We'll see.